What's good, Budget Buds? We back at it again with another one. This is part 16 in our seed to harvest series. The plants are finally in flower, which is awesome. I bet you guys are gonna like seeing these. I don't got much to say. We're just really cruising to the end. Like I'm just watering, plain water. Sometimes I do cow mag with a little bit of raw humic, but we're just cruising at this point. Let's get into the video. Get another close-up of some nugs today. We'll call it. The blueberry cupcake is definitely the best cultivar I found out of this batch, but this is not a great batch to compare to my other batches. I would say these are probably the least nice looking plants I've had ever, but yeah. It is what it is. You move to a new place, you're using a budget setup, and you're trying to do the most with what you got. Which is quite a bit actually, dogs. Like if you think about it, this $300 tent, no inline fan, is really killing it. The way that I run an inline fanless setup is I have a Gaia top fan. It pumps on max speed. The air runs across the top of the tent, cooling the driver. And then it runs out the side over there. So if you stick your hand out here, you'll feel like airflow coming out of the tent because of how strong this fan is. Yeah, this little Gaia top. All it does is just move air off the top and out the tent.
Alrighty, homies. Quick little spoiler alert. If you run inline fanless, you're going to run into problems like mold or powdery mildew. You need to have proper circulation going in your tent. I am literally pushing this to the limit, and if there's any swings in humidity, there will be mold.
Do some close-ups of the finishing bud. But here you go, guys. You guys get to see some nug just finishing up. They're pretty gorgeous, I ain't gonna lie. I like the colors, it's pretty good. But it ain't nothing to write home about. These are very solid nugs for being an autoflower, first time grow. Here, let me see if I can get you a better view of all the... Yeah, there you go. It's a slightly better view. Pink. She smells pretty good. We'll give her that. Nugs are decent sized. I feel bad that I messed up the GMO with the auto watering system because that's my favorite strain out of the two. And she was looking the best when she was in veg, and I really messed it up. But not much you can do. We'll probably chop this plant and then replace her with this baby little seedling. I'm going to give you a little bit of a nug update. So this is the blueberry cupcake. This is around the second week of flower, roughly. Give or take. Her leaves are starting to purple out. The temperatures have been dropping lately. It was in the 80s and today it was in the 50s. So this will probably bring out the color, but also during flowering, a lot of the times they start showing color. So I'm expecting to see her purple out quite a bit over the next little bit. She's less mature and less developed, and she's not getting as much light down here, so I'm either going to have to get an extra light or probably finagle some stuff to figure out what to do with this girl. Maybe we'll move her into the second tent, but in order to do that, we're going to need to get rid of this girl first, who's ready for harvest. Damn, she's starting to smell really good. Get some nug shots of these. Here's some nug shots here. Let me get that two skis on that. Juju on that beat. Pretty nice. This other one, not so nice. Thanks for joining me, my Budget Buds fam. I'm about to see you guys next time.
Thanks
Deuce.
for commenting, and you're right. We do need to use a bucket. The lower plant.
Alrighty. So all we really did today was change the height of the plant by adding a little bucket below, which is a cheap little budget hack. You can change the height of your plant if they're different heights to match them up, much more even canopy and a better light spread and light penetration. I open this little side up so you guys can see. More bud sites are now getting light. I don't want to do too much of that. I want to keep this as much of a honest experiment as possible, but I also don't want to get powdery mildew or mold, so I will be removing some leaves here and there if it gets a little bit too crowded. When you're wondering which leaves to remove, a quick little tip from me is if the petiole, the stem of the leaf, is purple, it's aged enough and mature enough to remove. If the stem is green, like lime green, I would not remove it. That's generally the rule of thumb. Lime green, this one's kind of in between. That's an in-betweener. You have hints of, oh, maybe, there you go. You got hints of purple, but it's mostly green. Anything that's gone all the way, that's purple. You can take that leaf off if you like. That's generally how I would decide. I do rule number one is if the leaf is pointing inward towards the center of the plant and it's blocking lights, like it's blocking the bud site like that, I would either A, leaf tuck it, which means you take this leaf, you point it downwards, loop its leaf blades into another leaf, and when it gets tied down like that, it'll be leaf tucked. And that way you can keep the leaf and provide more light to the plant below. Thank you guys for joining me for this little information session. Goodbye! Good morning, Starshine. The world says hello. She's so ready for being chopped. She wants to be chopped today. But today's my birthday. I'm going to be chilling, taking today off. Not doing too much filming. I'm just going to show you guys a quick little update. Nothing too crazy is happening. I think she's recovering. She was really bad looking before, but I'd say that that's about like 20 to 30% better. Like, I'm starting to see the tops produce like trichomes, and they seem happier. So I'm just keep her going. Same with her, roughly a week or so for her, maybe 2 weeks for her. And then we got good morning, Starshine. The world says hello. We got these bad boys. Oh yeah. They're starting to purple out. Let's see if we get... Yep. Just a little purpling. Not a lot. Minor perps. Got perps on the edges of all the leaves. Temperatures drop, so if in the next couple days, I bet you she's going to turn purple. That's going to be awesome. This is the Violet Vortex, the Blueberry Cupcake. Far as the GMO, close would be the Gummy Bears. Yeah, I had to add the pot under it because it was a little bit too short and I wanted to get a more even canopy if possible. So that really helped these guys out, I think. They're going to have a good time now. All right, I'm going to keep this one short, guys. I will see you tomorrow after my birthday. Alrighty, I think this should be working. I got this new lavalier. The main reason was the tents get really loud with the fans going. So I'm hoping this works out and it helps make the video slightly better, guys. Let's see. Alrighty, we're going to do a little test to see if the lavalier is working. You can see these plants are starting to purple out. I love these looks. The leaves are just starting to turn purple. You'll see like a little bit purpling on the tips of these leaves. It's a good sign. They're hitting senescence. They're eating up their nutrients. If you look at the lower part of the plant, we can also see that the hunger's hitting. And I like the hunger. I like whenever they get hungry. Down at the bottom, there should be some slight yellowing you might be able to see. Yeah, there it is. That's a sign that it's running out of nitrogen. When your leaves turn yellow like this, sometimes it's due to senescence, but other times it's due to lack of nutrients. I purposely am underfeeding this plant. As well, I'm not trying to overfeed for sure, but I'm getting it as close to the minimum as possible. The less you feed your plant, the faster they flower. So I'm just trying to get these two done. I moved her onto a bucket because she was not at a good canopy level. And I don't think her stretch period was going to bring her up to that. So we moved her to the side, lifted her up, and now all her bud sites are getting better light penetration. You guys want to see close-up zoomy zooms of any of these nuggies? Gorgeous nugs. It's really cold outside, so the temps in the tents are around the 75 to 78 range with about a 58% humidity. But since they're in flower, that's pretty good. I ain't going to be mad at those numbers. It's just really cruising. I'm just going to be feeding plain water since we're doing organic. There's no pH, no nothing. I'm just going to feed basic water for the next 6 weeks, roughly, a little less. But you guys enjoy. See you guys next. Alrighty, so it looks like a lot of my clips have lost all their audio due to me having to recover them. So sorry about that, friends. If you see these, I will be talking about something here and you have no idea what I'm saying, which is awesome. So I was going to do the filming with the lavalier, but apparently I didn't turn on the lavalier. Kind of suck at this. I promise it gets better, though. I promise it gets better. So I might have to voice over a bunch of the previous video. Oh well. Continue with the video, guys. I'll see you guys. Good morning, Starshine. The world says hello. Chop day, baby. I think today might be chop day. If I really push it, I'll give it like, what day is it? The 12th? Fuck. I'll give it till Monday. How about that? I'll chop her on Monday. But I swear she is done. She is so done. She's beyond done. I'll lift this up. You guys can have some lift now. Some lift now. Feeling a little bit bad for dropping you down there. There we are. I lifted them back up, closed it all up. They're looking really good. Sometimes when you're growing, you'll see a second set of white pistils pop out from your plants. If you pay close attention, you'll see some white pistils and some ambers. The first set of pistils have already finished maturing. So now we're looking at the second set. Not all strains do this, but a lot of strains do. They grow more than one set of pistils. As soon as they're done with the first, then they'll shoot their second. Sometimes they'll continue shooting pistils. I prefer to generally harvest when the second set of pistils is done for these autos. So I think I'm going to have to wait a few days, but she looks pretty much done. There ain't much more you can get out of that. She's given it her all. I did really little amounts of nutrients and grew it in a peat pot to stun it. I think I'll be happy with, like, honestly, like 3 ounces. I'll be happy. If I get 3 ounces out of that, I'll be happy. If it's a little less, I won't be too sad. But hopefully it's at least 3. This girl was looking real sad before, but recently she's been fixed by using hydrogen peroxide. And the new growth is starting to look good. The new growth is nice and triked up. So I'm excited for that, as long as she continues to stay on the right path. I really messed her up during the vacation I went on. Came back and you guys saw all those broken leaves. It was disgusting. Well, at least she's healthy. Maybe we should do a little check on the photo periods. Let's see what we're working with here. Grab the camera mount real quick. Here you go, step back. Here you go. Hopefully the lavalier is working. You guys should still be able to hear me. This is like one of the first tests I've done. Boom skis. So this tent is a little bit full, let's say. Let's just say it's a wee bit full. A wee bit. Let me try to get a better angle on this. Gorgeous. So this plant on the right is the blueberry muffin. She had a terrible time indoors, but I brought her out to the garage where it was probably 10 degrees warmer on average. She loves the warmth. So if anybody gets blueberry cupcake from Humboldt Seed Company, keep her warm. She likes temperatures in the 80s. Not 70s, 80s. She's an 80s girl already. So we got that. You could see some gorgeous bud structure forming. The trichomes are all like absolutely insane. Way better than the 2 autos I was growing. But partially because I stunted the ones on the left, partially because we found optimal conditions for the one plant on the right. The plant on the left is a violet vortex. She has a much bushier structure where she has way more bud sites all the way down compared to the blueberry cupcake, which has less, but it looks like they're going to be much faster in development and much bigger when they're done. I had to use a pot to lift this one up because the Violet Vortex doesn't grow upward. It grows outward. If you look at the bottom, it's like just so bushy. I wanted to clean her up. I didn't. The blueberry cupcake I cleaned up a little bit for her lower end because she was so stretchy. There's absolutely no light getting down to the bottom right there. There's like no light down there, so I cleaned a little bit. I would clean more, but I'm trying to showcase how little work you can do. I won't do any work outside of the videos to change the plants growing. No, like I just wanted to show what you can do with less than $300 using just water for the most part. I guess I'll give you guys like one last little close up of all the nuggies and then we'll call it a day. This is roughly day 72 from seed, roughly. These were all grown at the exact same time. These are nowhere near done. We're probably got like 4 weeks on those. These two are pretty much done. So I think I've already showcased this, made everybody quite aware. Autos do grow faster to harvest, but photos grow better quality in general and are larger. So if you want quality and quantity, go photos. If you want speed, go autos. I'm not saying that there aren't good quality autos because like these are okay. Like if you compare this to some bud you'd find at a dispensary, this is still solid. That Tricone production ain't bad.
Alrighty, thanks for sticking with me throughout the entire video. I'm going to play the outro song, and you know how it goes. We outie, Budget fam.